Here, Snake! Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Time for the final boss! Against Big Boss. Big Boss. So, you were alive. Snake, welcome to Zanzibar land. You've come back to me just as I thought you would. I've come here to get rid of the nightmares. They've haunted me for the last 3 years, even though How to Heaven was 4 years ago. Nightmares, no way to exercise Snake. He who experiences the joy and tension of battle will place himself in battlefields for the rest of his life. Once the battle instinct surfaces, it never sleeps again. What solely can fill your desire is not power, money, nor sex. There's only one thing: war. And I'm providing it, giving you a means to live. A pseudo-virtue man. You've seen those children, victims of war from many nations, and budding soldiers for the next war. Ploy, assist, make victims, nurse, and train. Head back to the battlefield again. Conflicts will never die in this world. Our goal, and also a way of living. Without war, you'd be out of your job. Is that what you're saying? You and me, through rare value in the battlefield, are just useless dummies back home. We belong in the battlefield. We'll stay there until we die miserably. I have only one battle. To be free from you, to rid myself of the nightmares. Big Boss, I will defeat you! Whoever wins, the battle will not end. The loser shall be freed from the battlefield. But the winner stays. He'll be a warrior until his death. Except there are exceptions. I love life. Snake, I shall free you from your agony. My gratefulness as your former supervisor. I don't need your help. In such a situation without a single weapon. Against me. You dare say you have a chance? Never give up until the end, in any cornered situation. Imagine success. You've said that yourself. Even I sometimes make mistakes. Snake, this time, once and for all, come on! Final boss against Big Boss, and you can't do anything to start off with. Because here's the thing, this is actually, weirdly enough, more of a puzzle final boss. Because, as you can see, we're centered in a 3x2 room. And around the edges there are some rations for some sulfuric acid pools. But the way we actually have to defeat Big Boss is by gathering the items within the central rooms that you can see. Otherwise we just have to avoid him. We can enter this room without a key card and get ID card number 6 back. Well, or at least another ID card 6. I have no idea why it's in there. But it is. Next up we want to round around the back. And you want to avoid Big Boss as much as you can because his shots really hurt. And while I'm not going to enter it now because we don't have the key for it, use a B1 ration on that. And get this key card back out and head in here. And in here we get... I didn't see what key card that was, but it's another one. Which we can use to enter another room. This boss fight's more or less trial and error than anything because all I have to do is figure out which key goes to what door. ID card 1. Which leads into here where you can get this, ID card 2. Honestly, weirdly enough, even though he's the major threat in the area aside from the instant kill pits of acid, Big Boss doesn't really do much. Now, in here is actually ID card 3, but you have to crawl into here to get it. And now we got ID card 3, we want to head back around once again. I probably should have headed the other direction because, well, as you can tell by the radar, Big Boss is right in front of me. Oh, God, ow. Yeah, that's a good fifth of my health right there. And here we get ID card 3 or 4. I wasn't really paying attention right there. 4. And we can use that to enter here. Where we can get, as soon as we walk around this pit of acid, the lighter. That'll come in handy momentarily. Next up, we want to get number 4 back out, I believe. Oh, and equip the Zippo lighter. Now we want to head back around and enter this door right here. And walk around the acid once again, get ID card 5. And just like that, that's about, what was it, like 3 parts worth of card collecting in 2 minutes? But now there's one last room we can enter, and it's this one. Get card 5 out, and enter it. And here we get a spray. Now, we have to call someone to know what to do about this, so let's call them. Their frequency is 120.38. This is Solid Snake. Your reply, please. You can combine a lighter and a spray to make a flamethrower. That's Miller. You actually could have called him much earlier to get some hints on what to do in certain situations or in boss fights. By the way, now, if we equip these two at once, if we press the space button, we got a flamethrower. This is the only way you can damage Big Boss, mostly because it's the only weapon you have. I'm not sure the exact amount of hits. It's somewhere upwards towards 20, I want to say. But honestly, he walks into it very often, especially if you know how to manipulate his AI just right. One thing I should mention though, unlike some of the previous enemies' guns, Big Boss's guns can clip through obstacles like this. But however, so can your flamethrower. So it becomes a game of timing, more accurately. It's a really easy boss fight, and you only really need to use one ration in order to clog up one of those sulfuric acid things. So you have 2 healing items, so this shouldn't be too hard of a fight. Though, good lord, he does a lot of damage. I'm not even sure what kind of gun he's using. Either way, it hurts. It's probably a shotgun, based off the way he's holding it. And this is the main strategy you want to do for this fight. Head over here, and hide behind this thing as much as possible. Because since it can clip through it, you can hit him before he can even see you, because he's technically looking for me right now. This boss fight, once you get to this point, is really easy. Aside from the damage output. Before this, it's somewhat annoying just because it's a bit of a weird backtrack fiasco of sorts. Well, not backtrack, search and find fiasco. Which is kind of disappointing because he was one of the more threatening fights in Metal Gear 1, but now he's just this. Though I have to say, from a design aspect, this is a really cool idea for a fight. In terms of, you're pretty much down to your bare minimums, now find a way to survive. It reminds me of a certain game, but I can't quite recall what it was off the top of my head. What was it? It was something on the PS2. I can't remember. Snake! Not yet. Not yet. Snake. And Big Boss is dead. For good this time. And now we can finally leave this place through this door. Booyah, let's escape this place. Oh shit. Halt! Sorry, are you alright? It's me. Holly. Surprised? Phew, I barely survived. What are you doing here? Didn't we promise? Said we can always meet if we're alive. That I said. Here, I took this gun from an enemy. Thanks. Now how do we get out of here? Shall I call you a limo? This is no time for jokes. This is Snake calling. Charlie, reply please. This is Charlie. Go on, Snake. Mission completed. Please pick me up. Roger. I'll meet you up at the pickup point. Any guests? 1. A blonde beauty. I'm looking forward to seeing her. Over. Holly, I'll run to the pickup point non-stop. Can you follow me? Oh boy, this is gonna be rough. You may better get tired. But it's a good exercise. Let's go. And time for the final chase of the game. I say chase because if you look ahead of us, we got 3 soldiers. However, your gun here has infinite ammo, so feel free to spam that button. However, like in the spiral staircase incident earlier in the game, by the way, watch out for that trap, you can just really run through the areas and enemies will never get a spot off on you. Shot off. Except in 2 cases. One being here, because you have to, like, wait for the elevator. Though my recommendation for this is to take care of any guys who actually get into the room and take out the rest at the staircase, or not the staircase, the entrance, like this. I think the rooms can only have a maximum of 3 people in them at a time, though. So, it shouldn't be too hard in order for you to survive. Plus, if you grab that ration that was earlier in the section, you should be good. Kill the guy who walks in with you, because 1 or 2 always get in. And then we're out of the base. But we're not out of this frying pan yet, ladies and gentlemen, because we still got a couple more rooms to run through. And by rooms, I mean a jungle after this loading screen. But they at least give you 1 last ration, so you should never die at this point. Unless you just aren't good at controlling Snake, which at this point I wonder, how the hell did you get this far? And just to make things a little more difficult on you, they put about 3 or 4 tripwires in your way. They should never get too they should never interfere with you too much. Maybe 1 shot from an enemy soldier, but beyond that, it's nothing too bad. I really wish there was another way to take care of the tripwires, though. Charlie, you're late. Christmas will be over soon. This is Charlie. I'm still 10 kilometers away. Hang on. Please hurry. Now, first off, if I recall correctly, in the bottom right of this room, there's actually a floor trap, so be careful. Now, here's the thing. I'm not sure what exactly determines this section. It might be enemies killed, it might be time passed. The way I recommend you do this is the way I don't go about it, which is stand to the left of it and just fire your bullets straight forward. I'm taking the also effective but less efficient approach of just moving between the 2 columns, because an enemy always appears on the right, then the left, then the right, then the left. I'm taking the really inefficient route about it, and because of it, I get a lot of damage done on me. Though, yet again, you have at least 2 to 3 rations at this point, so hopefully you shouldn't take too much damage. In fact, if you die here, well, that's just sad. More than not just sad because you died here, but also sad because you died right at the end of the game. Then you have to go back into either a previous save, or I'm not sure where the continue point here actually would bring you. I've never actually died here, I think. Oh god, get off of me! Thankfully, the infinite ammo helps, though. I have to wonder how that works from a storyline perspective, but oh well. I'll just assume Holly's guns are magic. God, how many guards are they sending out at us? The entire freaking base? Actually... Oh, damn! Out of ammo! Snake? Ah, crud. Looks like we got a bad ending. Wait, what? Charlie! Right on time. A helicopter! We're saved! Not a second too soon, Charlie. Didn't want to disturb the 2 of you. And that's game, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we arrive before Christmas? What's with the Christmas lines all of a sudden? Actually, that's right, this game is supposed to take place around there. Possibly before dinner. Good. Idea. I've had enough of those combat rations. Now, if you're wondering why this image looks a little bit blurry, that's because the actual aspect ratio that the in-game thing uses is this. But just because I don't like all that black space, I'm zooming it in. And ladies and gentlemen, that was Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and I gotta say, that's a hell of an improvement. Don't get me wrong, Metal Gear 1 on the MSX and NES were okay, and Snake's Revenge is eh. But this was the first Metal Gear game I think that was really, really good. In fact, if I recall correctly, the first Metal Gear didn't sell too well over in Japan. The entire reason that the original Metal Gear got a sequel at all is because the NES version did well, so they were developing Snake's Revenge. And some guy met with Kojima on Twitter and was like, "Hey, I'm part of the Snake's Revenge development team. You should actually make a true sequel." And then Kojima ran with it and never stopped until 5. But yeah, here's the thing. When I say this is a game I actually really enjoy, I mean it. Because Metal Gear 1, while it wasn't bad, it had a lot of guide-dang moments, and that's a game I think you can only fully enjoy with a guide. Same with the NES version. And Snake's Revenge has its own good amount of problems. Whereas this game, first off, it tried to actually have a story worth a damn. Because at the end of the day, Big Boss is just trying to help his fellow soldiers. He doesn't want to actually... Well, I know he does kind of want to start wars, but... He's only doing it to help his fellow soldiers. He's trying to, in his own way, help people. And that's actually something I would like you guys to pay attention for in the later Metal Gear games. Because Kojima's writing style is starting to show up around now, where there's not really any real bad guys. By the way, I want to say something really quick. The sunset here is gorgeous. No, seriously, that's better than some PlayStation 1 sunsets like Resident Evil, though that was actually sunrise. But yeah, if you want to play Snake's Revenge, it is available... Snake's Revenge. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake is on the MSX2, which I doubt any of you own. Though if you do, congratulations, you're lucky. And it's also available on the Metal Gear HD Collection through Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. Though, warning, those don't come with a manual, so you're gonna need to figure some stuff out on your own, like the tap code nonsense. Thankfully, it only comes into play, like, 2 times through the game. Also, I should mention something. After the main credits, there's a small cutscene, which you'll see, and then there's a cast roll thing where they kind of show off the characters of the game. In that sequence, I'm going to, first off, put their remastered profile picture in, because for Subsistence, they actually remade the character portraits to resemble their later appearances in the Metal Gear Solid games onwards. And I'm also, if I can find them, put the celebrity their original profile picture was supposedly based off of. So, look forward to that, because that's going to take a lot of editing work. But either way, with this, it's time for another break from the Metal Gear Marathon. 1 or 2 LPs, depends on how long they are. But after that, we'll be meeting back up here for Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel and Metal Gear Solid to end off the mini-marathon. So look forward to that, I know I definitely am. Also, these credits are really, really long. Thankfully not as long as Sonic Colors, though, because that was honestly kind of gross. Same with Arkham's... which Arkham game was that? Origins, that was it. Well, actually, no, Asylum had pretty long credits. As did City, now that I think about it. Wow, actually, every Arkham game had really long credits. Huh. Well. Origins was the worst of it, though. I think. It's been a while. But, yeah, also, now that I think about it, this might be one of the last MSX games I ever tackle, because there's not that many more games that I know of for a fact that I'd like to do. Maybe Vampire Killer at some point, or Snatcher, I don't know. Hey, if you guys have any good recommendations, I'd like to know. Because the MSX is a decent console. Well, computer, but still. Well done, Snake. How about it? Back to our squad? Nightmare's gone. I'm free. I see. A pity. Anyway, the cartridge. Is it truly the one Marv left? Want to try opening the cartridge? No need to. I'm sure it's the right one. Insert it into an MSX as it is. I have one here. My good old MSX. Nothing happens? Look, Snake is right. What do you mean? I don't see it. Marv's signature's on it. Keo Marv in full. Now I see. It's backwards. Now the world is saved. Dr. Marv's last performance. He really loved games. He died entangled in a stupid politics game. Oh, the foreshadowing. But he left us a game that saved us all, didn't he, Snake? Snake? Where are you? Snake is gone. Snake? I guess his place is no longer here. Snake! Snake! How cruel, after he made a dinner appointment with me.